it's not even like an actual parking spot. It's more like the HOA is like you get one extra parking, quote unquote. So yeah, it's annoying, but what can you do? You just got to deal with it, you know? It's a hassle. Yeah, it's always a hassle, but you know, you can't just live with it. Is this my sign to not get my license? No, get your license. I don't play with that shit, man. Get your license because your life gets infinitely harder the longer you wait to do it. It's less about dealing with shit like this, but it's having your license is the bigger thing. The longer that you have your license, the lower your insurance rates are going to be over time, right? Say, for example, you get your license super late in your life, your insurance rates out the gate are going to be super expensive and they will not go down after a while. And it's also sucks entirely because now you're going to have to pay a premium on what your insurance rate would be if you got your driver's license as early as possible, right? I will not, I mean, I guess this is something that I'm just going to bestow upon you in like a variety of different like life advice things. Get your license early, build credit as early as possible if you can, pay off your shit on time in full every month. I've never held a balance for the most part. Actually, no, I've not even for the most part. I've just never held like an extra credit card balance. Don't do that. Live below your means and understand what matters to you, and that's it. He's just our dad. I'm not your dad. I'm just a guy on the internet who happens to like doing things good. Dad energy? Eh. I low-key don't use my license ever, just walk or something, and that's fine, but the more important part is having your license and having like an ID, basically. Do you recommend the snowball effect or any other tips to pay off credit card debt? So optimally, I recommend Avalanche. So paying off anything with the highest interest rates. That way you technically are paying less over time on your principal balance versus the snowball effect, which is fine, but like whatever works, right? You will either pay off your from increasing amounts. So you'll pay off your, like if you owe $30 and you owe $50, you'll pay the $30 off first. That's fine. As long as it incentivizes you to understand like, hey, paying off the $50 one is going to feel good for the fact that you did do it. You know what I mean? So whatever works. There's no, like, I will recommend either, but the more important thing to to acknowledge when discussing quote unquote repayment strategy or dealing with money is having a plan, right? I think above all else is understanding like you can do by any means necessary, so to speak, but more importantly, as long as you have a plan and you are taking it seriously, you know what I mean? Like the important thing at the end of the day is that you genuinely understand like the impact and how important this is to, you know, this is your life. This will affect your life, right? So you just need to understand like what's important, how do I deal with it, and what are you doing day by day to kind of deal with it. So opinions on investing. I'll tell you the bare bones. I don't really do anything crazy. Have a basic ass retirement account. Don't go crazy. And if you really don't know what you're doing, just put it into like a target date fund when like whatever year you're going to retire or you think you're going to retire, you set it towards that. Clark, is getting a license a general suggestion or just an America thing? I would say more of like an American thing specifically. I don't really know how incredibly important it is for non-Americans, but I will tell you for Americans, it's extremely important. If you happen to see yourself or foresee yourself in the future staying in America, and you know, it more importantly, you know, like long term, right? If you're going to be in America, you want to have a way, or rather you want to ensure that your cost of living is going to go down over time. And if you're planning on driving or owning a car or anything like that, right? You need to keep your insurance rates down, or you need to be able to, like, your car needs to cost less over time. And that's not realistic, but you know. So yeah, and then for the 19 months, honestly, if you live in a country where public transport is fine, then not really. Well, no, I would still say get your license regardless. It's less about, like, you can have public transit, that's fine. But more importantly, you still need, like, at least a driver's license as a means of, like, identification more than anything, right? Unless you guys have, like, government issued, like, state IDs or country IDs, you know what I mean? But having some form of identification and also being able to, you know, legally drive in the event that you have to, you know what I mean?